In this lecture, we'll move on with even more interesting stuff. We'll develop the third slide of our first project. For this, we'll go to the lecture folder 3.3 and open the PowerPoint presentation. This slide contains the cards which are describing the yearly plans, their cost, and their details. But if we talk in PowerPoint terms, it's all text boxes. So it's rather easy. We talked about these two text boxes in the previous slide. And when we talk about this card, it contains a number of text boxes which have been grouped together. In order to understand the structure of this card properly, we'll have to break it down into its components. We'll select this. Since it's a group, we'll have to ungroup it. We'll make a right click on it and select the ungroup option. Yeah, it's a bit scary, but believe me, it's a lot simpler than it seems. Now we'll separate the components. As you can see, this is a text box. This again is a text box. This is a text box. And there is also a text box which is behind all these text boxes and is enclosed in this outline. It has this texture. In order to ensure that it fits into this outline, it has width of 3.03, whereas the width of this is 3.04. The height of this is 4.02, whereas the height of this one is 4.01. Then there are further text boxes which contain text boxes which in turn contain our text. And yes, working with text boxes is a freedom. You can move your text and any object anywhere without worrying for alignment options. Now we'll restore our card into its original texture by pressing Ctrl plus Z and go to our sixth slide. This outline comes from this card. In order to give us a better idea of other text boxes which we have to draw in it, the width of all of these text boxes is 3.04 except the one which is in the background of all these text boxes. At first, we'll draw that background text box. We'll go to the Insert tab, select the text box option and draw in our text box. We'll select our text box and go to the Drawing Tools Format tab and enter our dimensions. Make the height 4.01 and make the width 3.03. Press enter. Now we'll color this text box and go to the shape fill option. Using our eyedropper option, we'll color it with this color and move our text box inside this outline. We can adjust it using our keyboard arrow keys and see our inner text box fits into our outline accurately. Now we'll draw this text box and its dimensions are 1.43 and 3.04. We'll go to the Insert tab, draw in our text box, click on its borderline, and in the dimensions, we'll enter our dimensions. We'll color it with this color and move it inside our text box. Now we'll draw this text box and it has dimensions of 0.51 and 3.04. Now we'll color it and move it likewise. Now we'll draw these text boxes and there are two of this text box and two of this text box. Their dimensions are 0.38 and 3.04. Now we'll color it with this color and place it here. Since the white text box under this text box is also of the same dimension, we'll copy this text box, paste it, and give it a white color. We'll now deploy our reusability trick and select these two text boxes, copy them and paste them with Ctrl+V. We'll adjust them accordingly. And now we'll insert our text. We'll insert our text boxes for them. Write down our text. Select it all and give it a font of Open Sans. Make it white in color and a size of 14.5. Make it centrally aligned. We can now adjust the position of our text box. Similarly, we'll insert text in this text box. We'll draw our text box, write down our text, select it all, give it font of Open Sans and a size of 64. Make it bold and adjust our text box. We'll also give it a color of white. Now for dollar symbol, we'll again insert our text box. In order to give our dollar symbol the same texture as this amount, we'll use our Format Painter option. We'll select the source, then click on the Format Painter option, and then click on the dollar symbol and select it. Our dollar symbol has the same texture as this amount. We can adjust its position. This is the freedom I was actually talking about while working with the text boxes. We'll now insert text into these text boxes. We'll go to the Insert tab, bring in our text box, draw in our text box, and write down our text. Select it all, make it Open Sans font, and give it a font of 13.5. We'll then go to the Drawing Tools Format tab. In the text fill, using the eyedropper option, we'll give it this color and make it centrally aligned in Home tab. We can then adjust its position. In order to insert text in this text box, we can use this text box again. We'll select it using Ctrl+C and paste it using Ctrl+V. Adjust its position. Select it all. Type in our text. Select it all again. And then in the Drawing Tools Format tab, in the text fill, while using eyedropper option, we'll make it this color. We can adjust the size of the text box and its position. Now we'll again deploy reusability, and by selecting these two text boxes, we'll press Ctrl+C and then press Ctrl+V. We'll adjust these two pasted text boxes as we want and change their text. Vary the size of our text box. and adjust its positioning. We'll do the same with this text box. Our first card is almost ready. Now we'll insert this text box, and it has a dimension of 0.45 and 1.69. We'll draw in our text box, select it, go to the Drawing Tools Format tab, and change its dimension. Change its color, and move it likewise. Now we'll insert a text box for our text. Select it all, make it white color, and change its font to Open Sans. Change its size to 13.5. Press enter and adjust our text box. Now we'll copy this symbol and paste it inside here. Since it is a font icon, we can change its color by going to the Drawing Tools Format tab, and in the Shape Fill, we'll select white. Our first card is ready. Oh, we forgot this text box, and we have to reduce the size of the dollar symbol. As you know, we made the size of this dollar symbol the same as this number because we wanted to learn the Format Painter option. Now we can simply reduce its size, select it all, and reduce its size and adjust its position. We can move these two text boxes a little higher and insert our text box for per year text. We'll type in our text. Make its font Open Sans and its font size 14.5 and make it italic. We'll also make it white color and centrally aligned. Now we can adjust its position. Our first card is ready. As you can see, this card is actually the replica of this card, and we can make this card easily by deploying our reusability trick. We'll copy this and group it. This way any of our component will not be displaced. We'll press Ctrl plus C and then press Ctrl plus V. Now we can move our text box any place we want. Now we'll ungroup it to edit it. Now we'll recolor the text boxes. We'll also recolor this outline by going to the Shape Outline option and making our outline to this. In order to ensure that none of the text boxes overlaps our outline, there is a trick. Since we all know that none of the text boxes goes beyond this outline, we'll select this outline, make a right click and select Bring to Front. Now as you can see, none of the text boxes overlaps our outline because our outline is above all the text boxes and gives it a beautiful outline structure, unlike before. Now we'll make further changes and change this text to the best plan and make it centrally aligned, and also make it centrally aligned. We'll remove this symbol and we'll replace it with this symbol. We'll change its color to white again. And now our second card is also ready. The central card has a structure that is similar to these two text boxes. The inner text boxes have same dimensions. The only difference is the background text box and this outline text box have a bit larger height or length, as you say. So we'll simply copy this text box. Since it's grouped, we'll copy it and paste it using Ctrl+V option. We'll drag it inward, ungroup it. We'll select the outline text box and go to the Drawing Tools Format tab, and in height we'll enter 4.47. We'll press enter. Now we'll select our inner text box and give it a height of 4.46. Now we'll select these three structures using our mouse key and control key. And move them downwards using our down arrow key. Now we'll recolor our text boxes and change our text. As we did with this card, we'll again select the outline and bring it to front. We'll change our text and change our symbol. Give it a white color. Our cards are ready. See, it was not that difficult. We'll press Ctrl+S to save our work. And now we'll insert these two text boxes, which will not be a problem, I think so. We'll insert our text box here. Select it all. Give it this font, make it bold, and increase its size to a suitable size. Now using our eyedropper option, we'll select this color. In order to make space for our subtitle, we'll have to move our cards a bit lower. We'll select them all, and using our down arrow key, we'll move them downwards. Now we'll insert our text box for our subheading, or we can also deploy our reusability trick. We'll copy this text box and edit it. We'll select it all, type in our text, again select it all, make it black color, make it unbold, and reduce its size. Now we can finish our work by selecting all of these guides and pressing backspace or delete key. Now we'll save our work by pressing Ctrl+S, which ends our lecture. I hope it was an interesting exercise today. I'll see you in the next lecture.